Mama's favorite vase.
She always says don't play ball in the house.
Pork chops and applesauce. That's swell.
Marcia. Hey, you guys. Oh, my nose!
Welcome to Here's the Story, a Brady Bunch podcast. Hey, I'm not going to tear this thing apart. It's my favorite show. Episode 23, To Move or Not to Move. Swinging 60s jazz music is blaring from the Brady house, and the source seems to be from Marcia's record player. Greg walks out of a doorway in the upstairs hallway from, for the life of me, I don't know where it's from. That door has never been there before. He exits this phantom room, walks past the boys' room, the bathroom, and up to the girls' room. While the stairs, the parents' room, and the door to the attic are on the wall behind us. Greg, what is that room you came out of? Anyway, he barges into the girls' room while Marcia is changing her clothes, and their ensuing screaming match brings Carol in to take the needle off the record, and find out what's going on. What's going on is Greg and Marcia say they need a new house with an extra bathroom. Carol takes the issue to Mike and says, well, the kids have a point. You've added a wife and 3 kids, but you still have the same number of rooms. I guess she forgot they got this house after they got married. Also, why is she insinuating the addition of a wife would necessitate the need for more rooms? Married couples don't sleep in separate rooms until at least their second year of marriage. While she's talking, Mike is busy trying to repair something that goes to the fireplace. It looks like a bar stool. But what do I know? We don't have fireplaces down here in Florida. We are geographically Earth's closest point to the surface of the sun. So then Carol takes the issue to Alice, who suggests they buy the McIntyre's haunted house. And that leads right into a jump scare caused by Mike that actually made me jump. Ah, you got me. That was a good one. Mike's come home with news. He's found a new house for them and is putting this one up for sale. The kids cheer, and my heart breaks. Sell the greatest house in the history of the human race? How could you? Now the kids are in their respective rooms, mulling over the possibilities, when Bobby reaffirms them that they've never lived anywhere else. Okay, so the pilot episode never happened now? Fine, that's okay, because at least the kids are coming to their senses now that none of them want to move anymore. And that's when the real estate agent rings the doorbell. Mike and Carol let him in and assure him that they are ready to move. The kids are at the top of the stairs, and they look as sad as I do. Oh, you can't see me? Well, I'm pretty sad looking. So now it's the next day, and Alice tells Carol that she doesn't want to move. And right then, they hear the howl of a banshee. Or maybe it's just a regular ghost. How do you tell them apart? Are any of you Irish? Greg says it's just Tiger howling at the moon. But Bobby and Cindy are pretty scared. But that's because now there is creaking and slamming sounds as well. Everyone's pretty scared while Mike's not around. He's got evening meetings after work all week long. And tonight, a prospective buyer is coming over to inspect the inside of the house. I read that Robert Reed thought the ghost story plot was stupid, and he refused to be in the scenes. So they wrote that his character would be away at the meetings. But the episode works so much better with him not being there that it seems to be designed that way from the beginning. During Alice's panic attack, she jokes about the house not having any shutters. But Mike and Greg will actually work on the house's existing shutters in 3 future episodes, so there's a little inconsistency. But now, up in the boys' room, Greg is delegating haunting tasks to each of his 5 siblings. That's right, they are the ones behind all of the spectral shenanigans, and it's time to put on their best performance. They need to scare away this potential buyer that's coming over. And she's arrived. She walks through the house, and we get some unique camera angles that show several feet higher up the walls of every room. There's no ceiling built for this set because the studio lighting needs to shine down from above, but somehow they mask all of that while simultaneously showing it too. I know that doesn't make any sense, but it's pretty cool. It's a nice job done by director Oscar Rudolph on his 10th and final episode of this season. He would go on to direct an additional 17 episodes over the next year. Well, just as they are almost successful in scaring away the lady who came to buy the house, Mike comes home and catches Bobby and Cindy running through the house wearing white sheets. The jig is up. The house is no longer for sale, and everyone is happy. Except for Mike, who wants to know who cut holes in the sheets. And the realtor, who now must realize he's not going to make any money for all his work. And Alice, who's screaming her head off in her room, unaware that any of it was just the kids. Okay, some of us are happy. I'm happy. We're keeping the Brady house. This episode was pretty funny and had great performances. And I'd love to watch it again when I'm not having to pause it every couple seconds to take notes. Until next time.